show, Wednesday show, Wednesday show, Wednesday show, 'cause you are now in the know. It took me forever to get the final touches here for this episode. I literally was doing it until a minute ago. And the From Screen to Theme Facebook page. Hey, howdy, hey, welcome to the practice round. Okay, there we go. So tonight we're going to be going back to our brackets because everyone loves a good bracket. I love a good bracket. I love going through and trying to figure out who you think the best is. This show came about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, was when we came up with the idea, and I've been working on it frantically since then. Hello! How's everyone doing? Wait, let's do this one again right here. Ready? What should I not forget to do? Oh, interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We are currently 6 subscribers away from our goal of 1,300 by the end of the year. If we hit 1,300 before the end of the year, then we're going to have to try to up our ante and try to get a different record besides our 1,300 for the year. So tonight is going to be a participation episode. So actually, most of them are participation episodes. But if you guys want to join us, make sure you guys join us because we're going to be going through and you guys are going to be voting for which one you want to move forward in each of these rounds. So your vote matters. Make sure your vote matters. Just like real life. Democracy. That's what we're doing here on this episode. So before we get into it, if you guys have never done one of our brackets before, we choose a topic and we go for a few weeks, essentially, about what you guys want to have move on to the next thing. Brother Bear will be making a cameo. I don't know if we're going to go through the first 32 rounds tonight. We probably will go through the first 32 rounds tonight and then kind of go from there. But yeah, Brother Bear is definitely on this list. Well, Kenai's on this list, and as well as Coda. So one of them might win, and the other one will have to die. So that's just the way it is when it comes to our battles here. But yeah, if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not already following and you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that follow button or that like button or whatever the button is, so you guys don't miss out on any Disney fun. Let's get this party started. We are going to start what episode are we on? I wrote it down, but now I can't think what the episode number was. The 643rd? 643? It sent me a message, too, saying what it is. No, it didn't. I think it's the 643rd. So let's get started. We're going to start the 643rd episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 643rd episode of the Wednesday show. Today is December 15th, 2021. I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Tonight we're going to be doing another bracket where we're going to be going through and figuring out who you think is the best Disney animal of all time. I will go into more detail about how we went through this as the time goes on here. But of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, thank you everyone who's been joining us for our Saturday in the Park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday right over on the From Screen to Theme Facebook page, we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. So make sure you join us every single Saturday right here or right over on Facebook at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We always have a lot of fun, so make sure you join us every single Saturday right over there. Also, if you guys have not noticed, it's been over 100 days now of us doing a daily video over on the YouTube channel. So if you're on the YouTube channel, that's where you're at. Every single day we've been releasing a brand new video, whether it is a Disney Details, a Take 5, a ride through attraction, or just kind of a daily vlog. So make sure you are joining us for those videos every single day. If you guys are watching those videos, please, please, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that other fun stuff so we can keep on going up in the algorithm, and then we can continue sharing more and more Disney fun on a daily basis. And of course, as always, tonight's show is sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Make sure you stop by it'sallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All of their services are absolutely, positively, 100%ly free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. Okay, so today is going to be the day where we're going to start a brand new bracket. If you guys have never joined us for our bracket series in the past, essentially we have a topic. This topic is Disney animals. We're going to be going through it as a bracket, kind of like think of it like a March Madness. We're going to be going through matchup against matchup and kind of go through all of our animals that we have come up with. And you guys, with voting and having until these two different animals go up against one another, eventually we're going to crown a winner of the best Disney animal of all time. Now, there are a few rules that I did put in place while coming up with my list. Number one, we cannot have any members of the Fab Five. So we do not have Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto. We don't have Daisy. We don't have Chip or Dale. So the iridescent eight is what we're calling them these days, apparently. So none of them are going to be in this bracket whatsoever. So if you're saying, well, Mickey's the best animal, of course he's going to win. In addition to that, if they are related to a member of those characters, those 8 characters, they are not allowed to participate as well. So unfortunately, my favorite character, Scrooge McDuck, will not be participating in this competition either because he would win, obviously. And that's just not fair. So how we came up with the list of 64 was I literally sat down and I came up with a list of 64 different characters. Everyone from Simba, who I see people mentioned in the chat room. I have a feeling that Simba might be a clear favorite to win this whole thing. Everyone from Simba to Dumbo, Bambi, Lucifer. We even have random characters like Bongo the Bear, Kenai, Coda, Berlioz. A lot of different random characters are in here as well. So I made a list of 64 random characters, and then I did a random number generator to randomize the whole thing. So I could not have any bias while placing characters against characters thinking, ooh, this one's going to clearly beat this one. Some of the matchups are going to be extremely difficult, and then, of course, a few of them are going to be extremely weird. There's 2 characters when I was making the list that I was thinking, there's no way either one of these characters is going to make it to the second round, and then they were randomly put up against one another. So one of them is guaranteed to make it to the second round. In addition to that, if there is a tie by the time that we finish our clock, or if you guys have ever played, we always go through and we do a timer of about 30 seconds where you guys throw in your votes. If there is a tie at the end, I am the tiebreaker. That is how Brother Bear has become famous on this page for, well, me killing it eventually, and people were heartbroken, even though I don't think Brother Bear would have won the best animated film of all time. So those are the rules. Everyone understand the rules? Is everyone ready to vote? You can vote whether you are on Facebook or if you are on YouTube. We are listening to every single vote that's put out there. Pete is not on there as well. Actually, if you guys want to, I will list off. No, because that's going to be too. I was going to say I'll list off all 64 characters, but we're not going to do that. So tonight we're going to be going through and we're going to do the very first round, and then from there we will be going on to the second round in our next. We're not our next episode next week, but in a future episode we will be going through the second round. All right, so let's get this party started. Is everyone ready? Everyone's got their little voting pens to figure out. We're making big decisions here. This is the most important decision we are going to be making on this channel until our next bracket. So let's get this party started with the first lineup. Okay, so our first lineup is actually one of my favorite characters of all time. I did not put these in order. It was randomly generated, and I don't understand how this character got to be one of the first ones. But if you ever look up here on my wall, this is the character. This is the character right over here is the character. The character is Bernard. Bernard from the Rescuers and the Rescuers Down Under. Now, we're going to do a quick little recap of these characters before we go to the vote. So the voting will not start until I say, and voting begins now. So Bernard appeared in the Rescuers in 1977 and then also in the Rescuers Down Under in 1990. Bernard was a very anxious little mouse who happened to be the janitor at the Rescue Aid Society. Eventually, he is roped into the adventure of a lifetime where he falls in love with Miss Bianca and eventually proposes. Well done, Mike. Going up against Bernard in our very first round of this bracket series is one that, again, I don't know how this happened, but randomly this one actually ended up being the one that goes up against it. If you watched my Disney Details episode today over on YouTube. The whole thing is about Perry the Platypus. Perry the Platypus appeared in There's 104 Days of Summer Vacation Till School Comes Around Just to End It. And the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like, anyways, Phineas and Ferb was a hit TV show over on the Disney Channel for years and years and years. There was more than 104 storylines, so apparently they did a lot more than 104 days of summer vacation, but that's besides the point. During the show, Phineas and Ferb have a pet platypus named Perry the Platypus, naturally, as you do, and Perry the Platypus was also a secret agent named Agent P. Okay, so that is going to bring us to our very first vote of the night. Who do you want to move on to the next round, the top 32? Was it Bernard from The Rescuers Down Under, or Perry the Platypus? You guys have about 30 seconds to throw your votes into the comments below, starting now. Doobie-doobie-doo-wop. I know who I would vote for, but I don't want to influence anyone. We have a vote for Perry. Let's throw these votes up here. Look, oh, one for Perry, one for Bernard, one for Perry, one for Bernard. Right now. Oh, we got two for Bernard. Oh, I'm missing some. Okay, so we got one for Perry, one for Bernard, two for Perry, three for Perry. I feel like I missed one. Three for Perry, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3. And the vote is up. Perry the Platypus is moving on to our next round. Doobie-doobie-doo-up. I just want to say, I love Bernard. Bernard is who I would personally have voted for. Oh, wait, did that one come in time? Let's see here. Wait a minute, we might have a tiebreaker. Bernard, Perry, Bernard. So that's 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. 4-4. We do have a 4-4 vote. Oh, we have a 4-4 vote at the end of the thing. I did not see the one person's vote until I had announced the winner. But Matt just threw in Perry the Platypus. So Perry the Platypus will move on. So again, make sure you get your votes in as quickly as possible here. Let's move on to our next round. Our next round is one character that people have been mentioning since before we actually even started doing the voting today. Simba. Remember who you are. Oh, side note, if it is a film like The Lion King, where literally every character is an animal, I only chose about 2 or 3, sometimes 4 characters from that specific film, so that way it's not like an overabundance of just like Lion King or whatnot. Okay, so anyways, we have Simba. Simba, of course, just couldn't wait to be king. Eventually, his father passed away, and he ran off into the jungle, where he met Timon and Pumbaa, who taught him the no-worries lifestyle of Hakuna Matata. Eventually, Nala, his best friend from childhood, comes back and tells him that, hey, you've got to go back. You're the rightful king. And he eventually goes back and defends his honor and becomes the king that he was always meant to be. Going up against Simba is a character with a completely different story arc, but one that I just love as much. In the film The Little Mermaid, Ariel had 2 friends that she loved dearly. She had Flounder, who was a fish, and then she also had a seagull friend. Sebastian was her friend by the end, but at the start, it was just like, he was the babysitter. So I don't throw that. But anyways, we also had Scuttle, who was I was going to say a seahawk. What was it? A seagull. And Scuttle is the master of everything and anything human. He teaches her all about snarfblats and dingle hoppers, and I just love Scuttle. Scuttle's one of my favorite characters. Scuttle is right here on this shelf. I love Scuttle. Anyways, that's going to be our vote. Is it going to be Simba or Scuttle? You guys have about 30 seconds to throw your votes into the comments below, starting right now. I've got a feeling we might not be getting through all 32 things that I thought we were going to get through tonight. We will see. All right. We got 1 vote for Scuttle, 1 vote for Simba, 2 for Simba. Oh, wait a minute. It's closer than I thought. Okay, let's go through here. We got a Scuttle, Simba. So that's a 1-1 vote. 2-1 with Scuttle in the lead. 2-2. 3-2 with Scuttle taking the lead. 3-3 vote. 4-3. Simba takes the lead here. 4-4. Scuttle has tied it up. 4-5. Simba is in the lead. We're going to give about 5 to 10 more seconds to see if anyone else throws a vote in here. Right now, Simba is up by 1. This is a much closer vote than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Simba by a landslide. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, you can't go on two different accounts voting for Simba. Simba has gone on to the next one. Oh, well, I guess it's giving me more views. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate your ways of giving me more views and also getting what you want to go on to the next round. Simba has moved on to the next round. Matt has earned a bonus point for creativity on getting his vote through because we are on 2 different platforms now. I would have voted for Simba reluctantly, but I do love Scuttle. I think Simba's the better character, but I just love Scuttle. Scuttle's such a great character. Okay, our next one is a hero against a villain, or maybe I should even say a sidekick against a villain. So let's start off with the sidekick here. So back in the early 1940s, oh, your YouTube's on delay. Perfectly fine, buddy. So back in the 1940s, we had many different animal films that came out. I'm not many, but there's a few. We had things like Dumbo, which we're not talking about right now, and we also had Bambi, which we are talking about. Bambi was the prince of the forest, and along the way, he met up with one of his best friends in the entire world, a rabbit named Thumper. That's why they call me Thumper. Remember Thumper? I love Thumper. Thumper was the comic relief for the film, and he would take Bambi on several different adventures that we all know and love to this day, including things like teaching him how to speak. It was Thumper who actually taught him how to say bird, and flower, pretty flower. And then in addition to that, we also had it so Thumper was the one who took him ice skating in one of the most famous scenes of the film. Going up against Thumper is a villain from the 1966 film, The Jungle Book. Now, in The Jungle Book, we do have multiple villains, but the one that was the looming threat throughout the entire film was the one who we didn't even see until at the very end of the movie. And that, of course, is Shere Khan, the tiger of the forest, whose main goal is to hunt down the man cub Mowgli. You guys have about 30 seconds to throw your votes in for either Thumper or Shere Khan. Throw your votes in the thing. You have about 30 seconds. Starting after Leah, I'm not sure if that's a vote for Thumper, so we're going to start after Leah said Thumper is underrated. And King Lou is going to be on this list as well, so don't worry, Matt. We will get there. Thumper. We got 2 votes for Thumper. Shere Khan. Thumper. Ooh, Thumper's running away with this one. 5 for Thumper. 6 for Thumper. Thumper is just thumping his way through the vote here. We have 2 votes for Shere Khan. We have about a cajillion for Thumper. We're going to give about 5 more seconds to vote just in case anyone else wants to throw a vote in there for Thumper, just so he doesn't lose too badly. I'll vote for Thumper. Or I mean Shere Khan. If anyone wants to vote for Shere Khan, but I just voted for Thumper. I would have chosen Thumper between these 2. I love Thumper. I also love Shere Khan, but Thumper is pulling away with the victory in this one. Moving on to our top 32. Good job, Thumper. Okay, our next vote is going to be putting up this is going to be the only one where it's a character who is also a human at one point. I specifically left out Tiana and Naveen because I was like, oh no, they're humans at one point and they're also frogs, but at the same time, Ramon's going to be on here and also along with Louis the alligator. But there is one character who becomes a different character who's originally human, and there's no other characters in that film that are animals that really have a pivotal role. So that is why Cusco, as a llama, is our first one in this thing. Now, Cusco was the emperor of Custopia, And Cusco, no touchy. Along the way, Cusco went and wanted to just build a brand new vacation home for himself on top of a mountainside. So, of course, he recruits Pacha to come over, and he decides that, his life is better as a llama. No, actually, his advisor turns him into a llama, and he goes along many, many different hijinks until eventually he becomes human at the end. Human again. So that's Cusco. Kind of meeting the same exact mentality and same exact. You vote for No Touchy, no matter who he's against. Well, because he's going up against the. This is a tough matchup. Personally, I don't even know who I vote. He's going up against one of the most carefree characters of all time, who is an animal, and we just talked about one of his enemies. Of course, Shere Khan is one of his enemies because he wants to kill his little buddy Mowgli. Yes, we're talking about Baloo the bear. Baloo the bear first appeared in the Jungle Book in 1966, and then eventually he would become the main character in Tailspin. Oh yeah, Tailspin. Oh oh, Tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tailspin. Spin it. Ooh, ooh, spin it again. Ooh, I can do this all night, so you can stop me if you want. Anyways, oh yeah, Tailspin. Anyways, that's our vote. Either vote for Cusco as a llama or Baloo the bear. You guys have about 30 seconds of voting, while I have 30 seconds of singing the Tailspin song. Spin it, let's begin it. You can win it in a minute. You can spin it in a minute. When you spin it. Spoon, tailspin. Da, 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 da. Extended version. It was on the cassette tape. I used to listen to that thing all the time. You guys have 30 seconds. Throw your votes in there. We got Baloo. Yep, Cusco. I love Jungle Book, but Emperor's New Groove is a legendary for me personally. I love Emperor's New Groove as well. Personally, I think both of these characters kind of match the same personality. They both have that. We got Cusco as a llama, Baloo. It's for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Yeah, man. We got about 10 more seconds to vote here. What's your favorite Disney afternoon show too? Well, if you've already voted, Baloo's won. So let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite Disney afternoon show? Mine is DuckTales, but Tailspin was number 2 on my list. I loved Tailspin. Was such a great show. Okay, look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Yeah, man. Okay, we are moving on to our next matchup. Our next matchup is going to be against 2 legendary characters, both for completely different reasons. Wow, look at that one. Pulling out the gargoyles. Have you seen, there is a gargoyles board game at Target right now. I actually bought it the other day, or about a month ago. I've not played it yet, but I bought the gargoyles board game. It's over at Target. If you want to go check it out, I highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, I have not played it yet, so I have no idea how it is, but you don't get any gargoyles merchandise, especially now, like 20 years after the show came out. But yeah, that's a complete side note. Cusco is hilarious. I love Cusco. No touchy. Okay, so next up are 2 legendary sidekicks in their respective films. Our first one is Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Although I'm singing the wrong part. I'm singing Timilla's part, and this is actually Pumbaa that we're talking about. Pumbaa is one half of the Hakuna Matata No Worries fan club that takes care of Simba from when he was a young cub, when he, murdered his father, according to his uncle, until eventually he made his way back to the Pride Lands to take on his uncle. And I can't believe a warthog and a meerkat would go off and try to fight a bunch of hyenas, but they did. He also went into a grass skirt and did the hula. Live bait. Well, Timon and Pumbaa are both on this list, so don't worry. Pumbaa and Timon are both going to be coming up against one another. Okay, so Pumbaa is one. Going up against Pumbaa is another classic character from the 1950s. If you remember the film Alice in Wonderland. I don't understand why. Every time we talk about Alice in Wonderland, I always sing the opening song things, but that's besides the point. We have from Alice in Wonderland, we have the Cheshire Cat. Now, the Cheshire Cat is a crazy cat who says things like, he went this way, or was it this way? That's my whole description of the Cheshire Cat. All right, you guys have 30 seconds to put your votes into the comments below. Who would you like to see move on to the next round, Pumbaa or the Cheshire Cat? It is based off of my arguments. There's no way the Cheshire Cat's gonna. I don't mind the Cheshire Cat. I think, yeah, Cheshire Cat's on that poster over there. That might be the only thing I have the Cheshire Cat. Pumbaa sits right over here, though. Him and Timon sit on the sidelines here every single week. Wow. Okay, we have the votes are coming in. We have a Pumbaa vote. We have a Pumbaa 2, 3 for Pumbaa. Cheshire Cat, that's 3-1. That's 3-2. That's 3-3. That is 4-3 with Pumbaa in the lead. I'll go with Cheshire Cat. That is 4-4. I agree with that. I think the Cheshire Cat is very mysterious. We have 5-4. Pumbaa is currently in the lead. We have about 7 seconds left for the vote. So if anyone else out there has any votes they want to throw towards the Cheshire Cat, throw them this way. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. It looks like people are forever holding their peace because Pumbaa is moving on to our next round. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I actually thought it was going to be Pumbaa by a landslide. But if we're going to talk about Pumbaa, we might as well talk about Pua. That's right. That was a good transition. Pua is one of our next matchups here. So Pua, who first made his debut in Moana. Make way, make way. Moana, it's time you knew. The village of Mountain New is all you need. Pua is a pig, just like Pumbaa is a pig. They didn't really stretch very far with the names there. But anyways, that's besides the point. Pumbaa, who was one of the sidekicks of Moana, was very lovable. Everyone wanted to meet him desperately when the merchandise first came out. And then we found out that Hey was going to be the character that would go along on the journey with Moana instead of Pua. And Pua kind of sat by the sidelines and stayed back in the village. However, Pua still made his way into our hearts, and we all love Pua drastically. Going up against Pua, I closed my thing on accident. Going up against Pua is a title character. So Pua, you got a tough road here. So let's see how badly people want to put you through here. Pua, Cheshire Cat can literally fade out of reality. We're still talking about Cheshire Cat. Going up against Pua is the one, the only, oh dear, that's right, Bambi. Bambi the deer from the film Bambi. That's right, he's the title character. Bambi, as we said earlier, is the prince of the forest. We go through and we watch him go through so many different life heartaches and life triumphs. Things like ice skating, which we talked about earlier. We had to watch his mother pass away. What? We had to watch him go through a fire and so many other things. So you have about 30 seconds to figure out who you want to go into the next round. Is it Bambi or Pua? Voting starts with Shelly's vote for Bambi. You guys have about 30 seconds here. Bambi. By the way, so when I was writing from screen to theme, I would write the description of the movies in the 30 second, or not, in the 3 paragraphs. So if you've never read From Screen to Theme, it's a great book. It's written by Brent Dodge. But I would write a 3-paragraph summary of each film. And Bambi, I realized while doing that, not a lot happens in Bambi, but I love the characters. Like, Bambi's storyline is kind of like broken up into these different parts. I love Bambi. I love Thumper. I love Flower. But not a lot of stuff happens in the movie. But I still love the characters. Okay, anyways, let's go to our vote. We got Bambi, Pua, Bambi. We got a 3-2 vote for Bambi, 4-2. Let's go 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2 vote for Bambi. We're going to give a few more seconds here to see if anyone has any other votes for Bambi or Pua. but it looks like Bambi will be moving on to our next round here. Good job, Bambi. Oh, dear. Okay, our next one is another title character against a very, 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 very random sidekick. And considering the star of this movie did not make it through, I'm almost positive we can declare the winner before we even get to the vote here. But let's start with the sidekick, because not a lot of people know the sidekick, and I personally love the sidekick. I have a pin of him right here in my hand. Back in 1977, we had the Rescuers. Again, Rescuers always sits up here. So, side note, by the way, if you guys have never heard like my backstory, the Rescuers, there was a reference to the Rescuers on one of the old parades at the Magic Kingdom back in 2004. Sharing a dream come true. On the float, there was Bernard and Bianca. They were kind of hidden on the float. And the first time I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh. I wonder how many other references there are about different Disney films that most people just walk by every single day, not realizing, hence the start of From Screen to Theme. So that's, I've got those two might hold a very special place in my heart, but also this sidekick does too, because I think this is a great sidekick. Evinrude, the dragonfly. You guys remember Evinrude? Show of hands, how many people remember Evinrude? It's probably like 2 of you. Evinrude is a sidekick in the Rescuers. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, but he does make the greatest noise ever. That's the noise he makes. Going up against Evinrude is the eighth wonder of the world. No, not the back side of water, but the other eighth wonder of the world. Side note, there are 2 different places in the Magic Kingdom where they say the eighth wonder of the world. One of them is the backside of the water. The other one is on the ride Dumbo, the flying elephant, because naturally Dumbo is the eighth wonder of the world, the flying elephant. And that is why we are going between Evinrude and Dumbo. 2 characters that can fly. One's an elephant and one's a dragonfly. One of them was designed to fly. One of them was not. You have 30 seconds to put in the comments below who you want to have go to the next round. Is it Evinrude or is it Dumbo? Okay, Matt's getting us started here with a Dumbo vote, and Joe's following Dumbo. Evinrude. Side note, I used to have a remote control dragonfly. True story. And I named him Evinrude because, Evinrude. We have a 3-1 vote, 4-1 vote, 5-1 vote, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3. We have a 6-3 vote right now with Dumbo in the lead. We will wait about 10 more seconds, 5 to 10 more seconds to see if anyone else wants to throw a vote for Evinrude or for Dumbo. I'm just going to throw my vote out there because I love Evinrude. I'm going to say Evinrude. If it came down to a tiebreaker, I would probably say Dumbo, though. Okay, Dumbo is moving on to our next round. Man, could you imagine if it was a tiebreaker and I had to kill Dumbo? People would be mad. Okay, let's go to our next one. Our next one is a battle of the sidekicks. One of them is a sidekick to a princess. The other one is a sidekick to a hero. The hero does not wear much clothes. Let's start off with him. If it was not for Tarzan living with the apes, we never would have met the one, the only, his best friend in the film, Turk. Turk, voiced by Rosie McDonald, is a girl, despite a lot of people thinking that Turk is a boy. I've talked to more people than I know that think that Turk is a boy and not a girl. But anyways, that's besides the point. Turk is the comic relief of the film, along with another character who we're going to be seeing later on. But Turk helps Tarzan go through so many different things. And at the end, she declares that, I know, I'm going to miss him too. Or actually, that's Tantar who says that. So just disregard that. That's not part of the thing. But Turk is a lovable sidekick who I've always personally thought is just a great sidekick every single time that I watch Tarzan. Going up against Turk is probably one of the most beloved sidekicks of all time. I know I've got a toy of this character, but I think it might be over there. Cinderella was not a fella who did not dress in yellow, but Cinderella had a few mice friends, but one of them, of course, stands out above them all. That's right, we're talking about Gus, or Gus, however you want to call him. But Gus is the star of the movie, in my opinion. He is constantly wanting to eat food. He is constantly getting into trouble, and he is not the brightest bulb in the box. And that is going to bring us to our vote. Who do you want to see move on to the next round? Is it Turk or Gus? Okay, we got the votes coming through here. Turk, Gus, Turk, Gus. We have a 2-2 vote right now. Turk with 2 votes, Gus with 2 votes, Gus with 3 votes, Gus with 4 votes, Gus with 5 votes. I love Tarzan too. I think Tarzan's a great film. I really love Turk, but between these two, I'm with a lot of you guys here. Like, Gus is just a great character. Anyone else? Because actually, it's not that far off of vote here. We got 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2. Yeah, so there's I thought it was a closer vote than it was. Gus is moving on to our next round here. I love Gus. I think Gus is just such a great character. I wish he had more screen time, and I wish he had his voice in the live action film, because in the animated film, he's the star of the show, in my opinion. I think he's the best character in the movie. Okay, let's go on to our next one. The next one is 2 characters who are often forgotten. Actually, very often forgotten. These are probably, I think this might have been actually the vote where I was like, oh, there's no way either one of these characters is going to move on to the next round, until finally I was like, oh, they're going against each other. One of them has to go on to the next round. Okay, so let us start us off with the film Fox and the Hound, which is one of the most overlooked films, and it's really just, it kills me, because it really should not be as overlooked as it is, but a lot of people just forget about the Fox and the Hound. In the Fox and the Hound, we have 2 characters. We have Copper the dog, who of course is the hound, and then of course we have Todd, the fox, who we're going to be talking about right now. Todd was abandoned by his mother because she was trying to save his life, and unfortunately she passed away, and Todd was living all by himself, kind of like Batman or Spider-Man, until eventually Mother Tweed comes and saves the day. When she comes and takes him in, she raises him as her own, but of course Todd eventually befriends Copper, a dog, and the 2 of them realize eventually that they are supposed to be enemies, and Copper is sent off to kill his best friend. Boo. Going off that one, going up against Todd is another character who is overshadowed by pretty much every single character in the film, and that's why I threw this person in there, because I didn't think they would win, but we had to throw them in here. Berlioz. Berlioz is one of the 3 kittens owned by Duchess in the Aristocats. In the film, Berlioz and his brother Tullius, along with Marie, go on a crazy adventure with their mother Duchess, where they are kidnapped by Edgar the butler and eventually have to make their way home, thanks to Thomas O'Malley the alley cat. Okay, you guys have about 30 seconds to vote, starting now. Have a good night, Julie. And Matt, I'll talk about that in just a minute here. All right, we got a vote for Todd, a vote for Todd. So a vote is between Todd and Berlioz. 3 votes for Todd, 4 votes for Todd. 4-1 vote. Berlioz has a vote. 4 votes for Todd, 1 vote for Berlioz. 5 votes for Todd, 1 vote for Berlioz. 6 votes for Todd, 1 vote for Berlioz. 7 votes for Todd, 1 vote for Berlioz. Okay, we got 5, 4. That's 2 votes for Berlioz. 3, 2, and 1. Todd is moving on to our next round. Okay, both of those, honestly, if they would have gone up against anyone else, I think the 2 of them would have lost. I think out of all the characters, they are 2 of the weakest characters in this entire list. But I thought of both of them. I really like Todd. Berlioz, I'm not so much, but Todd I've always been a big fan of. All right, let's move on to our next vote. Our next vote is Oh my gosh. I really hope. If it comes to a tie, 100% I know who I'm voting for. Let's try to mix it up here. Which one I'm going to say first, just so you guys don't know which one I want to go for. Let's start off with this one. Okay, so think of a wonderful thought. Any happy little thought? Uh-huh. Like toys at Christmas? Sleigh bells? Snow? Yep. In the movie Peter Pan, Wendy, John, and Michael, the darling children, who are also darling children, the three of them are raised by, or not raised, but they have a help in the nursery with a dog whose name is Nana. Nana helps them out in every which way, but Nana unfortunately does not make her way to Neverland with the others because she is tied to her rope outdoors. Side note, Nana actually was originally supposed to go to Neverland with Peter and the kids. That was actually the original story, and then they decided that there was too much stuff going on for Nana to be part of it, and they decided to have Nana just stay at home. That's a completely true fun fact about Peter Pan. The animated film, 1953. Bling. Because Nana is a character who is completely abandoned, kind of like Nana was abandoned by the kids when they went off to Neverland. But this one had a more sad story about being abandoned. Of course, we're talking about, throw your guesses in the chat room. You're all wrong. Mittens. You know Mittens, remember? From Bolt? In Bolt, Mittens was a cat who was abandoned by her family. She was living off the streets, and she pretty much had an army of pigeons who would feed her things, and she would bring out the claws if they weren't, even though she was the clawed. Side note, along the way, she taught Bolt how to be a dog, and the two of them made their way across the country. That is going to bring us to our vote. You guys have about 30 seconds to vote for Nana or Mittens. Throw your votes into the chat below. Holy cow, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? We have Mittens. I thought this was going to be a runaway for Nana. I thought this was going to be no votes for Mittens, all votes for Nana. But right now, Nana doesn't even have a single vote. Holy cow. Okay, wait, there we go. That's what I was thinking. Nana. Okay. Nana, Batman. Nana, we got 4 votes for Nana. We have 3 votes for Mittens, 4 votes for Mittens, 5 votes for Mittens. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Is Mittens going to pull off the upset? Bolt was a golden movie. I loved Bolt. I wish Bolt got more love than it did. But Bolt was a great movie. You guys have about 10 seconds left to vote. Right now, I am blown away. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm doing a recount here just to make sure because this is too close. We have 1 for Mittens, 2 for Mittens, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 with Nana in the lead. Okay. 4-2 with Nana in the lead, 5-2 with Nana in the lead. Oh, wait a minute. I might have 5-3, 5-4, 5-5. 5-5. It is a tie. At the start of this one, I did say I know exactly who I would vote for if it came down to it. And I'm sorry to those half of you that voted for one character. But Nana, I'm so sorry, Nana. But you're going to have a tough road ahead of you because you are moving on to the next round. No offense to Mittens. I love Mittens. I think Mittens is actually a great character that most people forgot about. But Mittens, unfortunately, will be on the sidelines just because I love Nana so much. I think Nana is just one of the greatest characters. Oh, that's why I hate being the tiebreaker because people make the angry voice. That's what I get when I make the tie-breaking decisions. So let's just move on to the next round so I don't have to look at these faces anymore. I'm living my guilt. Okay. Our next one starts off with someone with the greatest accent. Now he's great. Now he's a mitten killer. I kill cats and I kill bears. That's my motto. Okay. So our next one is a sidekick against a main character of the film. This is one of the most difficult decisions, I think, of the entire thing. So let's start us off with the seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean. No, Sebastian, come on, Sebastian. Sebastian the Crab is one of the best characters, one of the best side characters of all time. He's got a great Jamaican accent. He does some amazing songs. Sing with me now. Sha la 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 la, my oh my. Looks like the boy too shy. It's not gonna kiss the girl. I thought Nana was gonna run away with that vote. Honestly, I did not think Mittens would get as much love as she did. But anyways, Sebastian is going up against one of the most beloved characters of all time that is also one of the most forgotten characters of all time, if that makes sense at all. Let me explain. So if you've ever been to Disneyland, you probably adore this character. And if you've ever been to Walt Disney World and not Disneyland, you probably wonder what the big deal is. But if you've ever watched the 1949 film, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, then you know exactly what the love is. Mr. Toad is one of the most beloved attraction characters of all time. He's also one of the most beloved characters of all time, in my opinion. Mr. Toad has motor mania, and all he wants to do is own a motormobile, an automobile. Side note, look right here. This is actually the deed for Mr. Toad right here, above my head all the time. Except for it's written different Dutch. Mr. Toad has motor mania, and he gives up his house for a car, and eventually is put in jail and has to break out of jail, and a lot of other situations going on here. But our vote right now is going to be either Sebastian or Mr. Toad. You guys have about 30 seconds to vote. Starting with Shelly's vote for Mr. Toad is going to be vote number 1. I don't know if we're going to get through all our first 32 votes here. How many more do we have here? We have a lot. Okay. I'm looking at that. I'm not even counting the votes right now because I'm trying to figure out how many more things. We're probably going to be doing round 1 broken up into 2 parts, depending on how many more we get through for the next 11 minutes here. Okay, we are going to our votes here. Wow. Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad. We have a 3-0 vote. 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Sebastian tying it back up here. Sebastian, though, you will get eliminated next round. 4-3, 5-3 with Sebastian in the lead right now. 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 7-5, and we have about 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sebastian has pulled off the victory over Mr. Toad. I think that's probably one of the best matchups we've had so far. Okay, our next one is I don't even know if we should do the next one. But the next one is one of the most random characters of all time, and another character from that film is in one of our other ones coming up. So let's start off with it. Maggie. When I say the name Maggie, which Disney movie are we talking about? Let's just start it off that way. Does anyone know who we're talking about if we say Maggie? Maybe if I say what animal she was, people would know. But if I just said Maggie, do you guys know? I'm curious if anyone knows when I say Maggie, if we know which one. Guess it's only fitting Mr. Toad is in the animal graveyard. It's true. That is very true. I forget that sometimes if I don't pin it, people don't see those sides. No one's gonna guess which movie we're talking about if we say Maggie. Home on the Range. You get it. Home on the Range. So Maggie is one of the cows from Home on the Range. She's actually the main cow in Home on the Range. Maggie lost her house and she made her way over to the Patch of Heaven. Little Patch of Heaven, way out west. Not a favorite movie. The only person who knew it also said it's not a favorite movie. I love the music in Home on the Range. But Home on the Range has it so it goes through the story of Maggie. Maggie goes from one farm to another farm, and eventually that farm's going out of business as well. And so she, along with 2 other cows, have to go off and try to save the farm. Going up against Maggie is someone who has been brought back to life. What are you talking about, Brian? What are you talking about? Someone that was brought back to life? That's right. Brother Bear may have been dead in our animated sequence, and you guys might have been giving me so much grief about this over the last 6 months. However, I am happy to say that Brother Bear is making an appearance right now in this vote. That's right. We're talking about Coda. That's how you say his name. It's Coda. Coda is the little bear and Brother Bear. Coda has his mother lost, and he is, trying to figure out where she's at. But he knows that she's going to go meet up with him at the great reunion where the bears can go through. Coda meets up with Kenai. The two of them go on an amazing journey together where the two of them essentially become brothers, hence Brother Bear. So you guys have about 30 seconds to vote for either Maggie from Home on the Range or Coda from Brother Bear. 30 seconds and go. Nice save. Okay. We have Coda vote, Coda vote, Coda vote, Coda vote, Coda vote, Coda vote. This could be our first. This could be our first runaway. Everyone is voting for Coda. It's tough not to vote for Coda. I love Coda. No, literally, I can even. I don't know if it's still up on my phone. But it was a completely random generator thing that we did. Right there. So I put a number for each character, and it all completely was randomized on where the character was based off of where I wrote their names on the thing. So, haha. And we have one vote for Maggie. So, Coda is moving on. Okay, Coda is moving on. I will 100% vow to you guys. Everything about this one was completely random. Okay, so let's move on to our next one. Our next one is another character from Home on the Range. Actually, I think it's the last character from Home on the Range. And I have a feeling that much like Maggie, this one's also going to be going off the pasture. So the character is Buck, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. Buck is a horse that just wants to be with Rico, the greatest outlaw, or the greatest cowboy in the entire world. And he wants to just show off all the time. And eventually he comes up to the cows and says, "Hey, girls, got milk?" And then we all had a big laugh about it. Hey, girls, got milk? I do like Home on the Range. I don't think it's it's not in the top 50% of Disney movies, but it is. I think Home on the Range is a very funny movie. There's some parts of it that I think are hilarious. Okay, it's not one of my favorites. Let's pin this comment here. Home on the Range is not one of my favorite movies, but I do really enjoy it a lot more than I think most people do. When you grow up in Wisconsin and you have cows everywhere, you just naturally have to. Going up against Buck from Home on the Range is Rhino. You guys know who Rhino is? Rhino, yeah, a big guy with a giant horn, and he runs around. But not this Rhino. Not this Rhino. This one rides around in a gerbil ball. That's right, or hamster ball. We are talking about Rhino, the hamster, again from Bolt. You guys were very adamant about Mittens. Let's see how adamant you guys are about Rhino the hamster. Rhino is one of the best side characters of all time. I absolutely love Rhino. If I have to throw in a tiebreaker, my tiebreaker is going to Rhino 100%. Remember when he's like, "Look, I even have a shape like you." He thinks the whole thing is real. Him and Bolt. What a great movie. I'm going to watch Bolt tonight, I think. Okay, you guys have 30 seconds to vote. We have Rhino easy. Rhino. Love that little dude. Rhino is getting all the love. Rhino. I think, is there another Disney character that has a name like Rhino, but then it's not even the same animal? Oh, we almost missed it. We have a vote for Buck. I respect having one vote for Buck. Hey, ladies, got milk? Such it's on Disney Plus. It is on Disney Plus. Both those movies are on Disney Plus. Both, or at least last time I looked, they were both on Disney Plus still. Okay, Rhino is moving on to our next round here. Let's do a few more rounds here. We're going to go into a little bit of extra innings. We usually end at 10:30, but tonight we're going to go a little bit later. I don't know if we'll go through all 32, but we're gonna go a little bit later here. Okay, so first off is one of 101. That's right, we have 101 Dalmatians that we can choose from to put into this list. We chose 2. One of them, of course, is Perdita. Perdita is the mother of 15 puppies. She falls in love with Pongo at the start of the film, and her, along with Pongo and the help of the Twilight Bark, go across the country trying to find out where their puppies were taken to. Going up against Perdita, who is just the sweetest little dog. She really is. I just absolutely love Perdita. She's such a sweetheart. Doesn't have to be an hour every time. Let's make it 3. We'll see how long we go. Going up against Perdita, the sweetheart, is a character that is not a sweetheart at all, but actually one of the villains from the film. Probably one of the villains for a character that you've already pushed through for the film, and that is Lucifer. Lucifer is the evil cat owned by Lady Tremaine in the film Cinderella. Lucifer is constantly trying to kill the mice, trying to eat the mice, and is always failing miserably at it, and that's kind of what makes Lucifer lovable. Even though Lucifer is the villain of the film, I still love her. I actually think that, or him, I think Lucifer is a very great character. So let's go through. You have about 30 seconds to vote for either Perdita or Lucifer. Starting right now, our first vote is in for Lucifer. Lucifer, remember? Lucifer's got 2 votes. And 3 votes. 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. Lucifer is starting to take it away here. 6-2, 7-2, 8-2. If we go to midnight, it's gonna be your birthday. Happy birthday early. 9-2, 10-2. We can't do this to Perdita any longer. Lucifer is moving on. Perdita is too sweet to have that much pain going through her. Okay. So Perdita is too sweet, but luckily for us, her husband, who's also very sweet, is the next vote as well. Our next one is Pongo, Perdita's husband. Remember, the 2 of them did get married outside of the church. I don't know if they legally paid for that because it was Roger and Anita were getting married inside of the church, and the 2 of them just kind of like stole their thunder and got married outside of the church. And then eventually it would go through and they would have 15 puppies together. And like I said, they would probably bark, blah, 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 blah. And they would have to go from Cruella de Vil, if she doesn't scare you, freeloaders. I know. What's up with these dogs? Going up against Pongo is another dog, though. What are the odds? Actually, pretty high. There's a lot of dogs. Going up against Pongo, right? Pongo. I started looking at one of the characters from the next one now. Going up against Pongo is a character that we've already talked about 2 of his sidekicks for. Actually, both of his sidekicks almost made it through if I did not vote for whoever beat Mittens or Nana. If I didn't vote Nana, then we would have Mittens, we would have Rhino, and we might possibly have Bolt. Bolt was a TV dog. He was a famous star, and he had a human that left him for the weekend. Oh, but she really just wanted to bring him home. The 2 of them, or he would eventually make his way to New York City and make his way across country with the help of Mittens and Rhino. So you guys have about 30 seconds to vote. Who do you want to have go on to our next round? Pongo or Bolt? We already have a Pongo vote, and we also have a Bolt vote. We have about 30 seconds for you guys to throw in your votes as well. Bolt is now currently in first place with 2 votes. A lot of people love Bolt here. Who knew? 4, 5. We got a 5-2 vote with Bolt in lead. 6-2 Bolt. 7-2 Bolt. 8-2 Bolt. 8-3 Pongo, or 8-3 Bolt. Pongo gets a vote. 9-3 Bolt. 10-3 Bolt. let's put Pongo out of. Oh my gosh, poor Pongo. Pongo is put aside just like his wife was in the last one. That is it. We're out of the 101 Dalmatians. None of them are making it into the top 32. Sadly, I was thinking one of them might make it, but whew, both of them are out. Those are our only two of the Dalmatians that were in that round. Okay, let's go on to our next round here, or our next matchup here. Our next matchup is one extremely random character going up against a very beloved character. Let's see who wins, because Bolt is kind of a random character for most people, but Bolt's destroyed Pongo. So first up, let's talk about the one that everyone knows. He's a tramp. They adore him. Breaks a new heart every day. He's a tramp. They adore him, and I wish that he would travel my way. We're talking about Tramp, from Lady and the Tramp. Tramp is a dog that's on the wrong side of the tracks, but eventually falls in love with Lady, and the two of them live happily ever after he, goes and chases down a rat. Maybe we should have put the rat on this list. Going up against Tramp is one of the most random characters of all time. However, if you are well enough versed in Disney animation, then most likely you have met this dog before or seen this dog before. And hopefully, if you have seen this dog before, you love this. Well, not a dog, this animal. Back in the late 1940s, there was a film called Fun and Fancy Free. On one half of Fun and Fancy Free, we had Mickey the Beanstalk with Mickey, Donald, and Goofy going up to the Beanstalk and meet Willie the Giant, and eventually running back down, trying to save their lives. On the other half of the film, we had Bongo the Bear. Bongo the Bear was a circus bear who just dreamed about being a regular bear. Eventually, he escaped from the circus, mistakenly pretty much, and he made his way out into the wild, where he fell in love with Lulubelle and Lumpjaw. Well, he didn't fall in love with Lumpjaw. Lumpjaw wanted to kill him because Lulubelle was his. It was kind of like, Eric, what was the movie? You said that Lulubelle reminded you of someone, or Lampjaw reminded you of someone, and I can't think of who it was. Oh no, you know what? Different movie. I was thinking, what's his name from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Ichabod section. The guy reminded you of Gaston. Burley Bones. I can't think of his name right now. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? I'm like looking around as if I have the answer written on one of the walls here. Something Bones. Brom Bones. I don't remember. Anyways, let's go to our vote. Bongo the Bear versus Tramp. You have about 30 seconds to vote. We have 2 votes for Tramp so far. Tramp, Brom Bones. Okay. And Tramp, Eric has answered my Brom Bones question. Tramp, he's a tramp. They adore him. Breaks a new heart every day. He's a tramp. They adore. Oh, Bongo gets a vote. Well done. I was afraid that Bongo would not get any votes. But Bongo has 1 vote. Tramp has the other cajillion. So Tramp is moving on to our next round. Okay. Moving on to our next matchup of the night. How many more matchups do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have 17 more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our next one, because that'll bring us halfway through our first 32 matchups. So this is going to be our last matchup of the night, and then we're going to be doing this sometime in the near future. Rosa Juanita Chiquita Chihuahua sings the Tramp song. Well, let's go on to our next thing. Super episode. Do them all. Super episode. Okay, let's go on to. No, we're gonna do. Could you imagine? We'd be here forever. I think we would be losing people, unless if we can get all 14 people who are currently watching right now to all agree. We usually do. So in the past, when we've done these ones, we usually do the first 8 matchups, the next 8 matchups, the next 8 matchups, the next 8 matchups. We are gaining people. Let's see our subscriber count. What we'll do 3 more rounds. We're gonna make a deal right now. We're gonna do 3 more rounds. Right now, we are currently 6 subscribers away from our 1,300 goal. It's not over yet, Joe. Don't just jump ahead. But no, they're not. No, they might be. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have a good night. Have a good night, Matt. We're gonna do the next 3 rounds. Okay, so we're gonna do the 17th, 18th, 19th round. If by the time we finish those rounds, if we have 1 more YouTube subscriber, we'll go an extra round. And if we have another one after that, we'll go another round. So spread the word, share it with your friends. If we can get another subscriber in the next 3, and then after that, every time we get a new subscriber on YouTube, we will get a brand new round going through. Sound good? We will check this in 3 more rounds. And I just to show the truth here and what our number is, right? There's the number. We're at 1,294 subscribers. So if we can get up to 1,295, ignore the cracked screen on my phone. But if we can get up to 1,295, we will be going on to a super episode, or not a super episode, but we'll continue going on. Oh wait, so if you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, it's down there. If you're on Facebook and you want to go subscribe on YouTube because you haven't done so yet, just go to YouTube, search Brent Dodge, and click right down there. Okay. So anyways, we're gonna do 3 more, and then we're gonna see what our vote is. Okay, so our next round here is between a hummingbird and a cat. What? Okay, we've already had a dragonfly lose our battle, but we are now going on to the other one here. I'm looking through here. We're gonna. Okay, so obviously the hummingbird would be Flit. Flit is from the film Pocahontas. Flit is the hummingbird in the film. Flit follows along Pocahontas in all different film. Flit has always been. Do you guys remember? Okay, this is going to be really random of me to say here, but if you remember back in 1995 when Pocahontas first debuted in theaters, they were doing all this special coverage beforehand, and they were like, "Oh, Flit is a very jealous type," and then Flit, cannot be going through and get distracted by people easily, and blah blah blah. And they kept on going on and on and on and on and on about what Flit can do. And I was like, this is a hummingbird. And then I saw the movie and I was like, Flit's cute. But as an 11-year-old, I was like, Flit's not as impressive as they were really promoting in all these previews. But anyways, Flit is a hummingbird, and Flit pretty much helps save the day time and time again. Going up against one of the most beloved characters of all time, is also one of the few characters ever, and I actually think the only character on this list who has been owned by multiple people. Kind of weird. We're, of course, talking about Minnie's cat and also Geppetto's cat. Figaro originally started off as Geppetto's cat in the 1940 classic Pinocchio, and then eventually in a lot of short cartoons was Minnie Mouse's cat as well, because Figaro became an instant classic after that film. Figaro is the pet of Geppetto, and Figaro goes through, I don't even have to finish the thing. People are already throwing Figaro's name out there. Figaro went through and helped Pinocchio try to save Geppetto. Actually, in reality, Figaro was at Geppetto's house. The two of them went off in search of the whale, or not in search of the whale, in search of Pinocchio, and they got swallowed by Monster of the Whale. I always found it hilarious that Geppetto, when he went off to go build a raft and go try to find his son, the thing that he did was bring his cat and goldfish with him. Cracks me up every time. Anyways, you guys have 30 seconds to vote for either Figaro or Flit. I was going to say Geppetto, but it's not Geppetto. We have a Figaro vote. Figaro vote. Figaro, 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 Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro. We have a vote for Flit. Flit gets a vote. We have not had a shutout yet tonight. Figaro, 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 Figaro. I don't even know if I should even bother counting these votes. Oh, we have a second one for Flit. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Side note, I actually have, I don't know, I don't have it down here. I think it's up in Wisconsin. My niece probably has it. But I had a stuffed animal, a flit. Completely random. But I did not have a stuffed animal of Figaro. I think I've got something of Figaro, though, someplace in this place. I just don't know what. I got so many shelves in here of different, like, memorabilia. And I do not see Figaro. I don't see a flit either, but Figaro is moving on to our next round. We have 2 more rounds before we wrap up tonight, unless we're getting those new subscribers. Again, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's right down over here. Okay, moving on to our possible second to last matchup of the night. We have, first off, one of the most beloved sidekicks of the 2010s. And actually, this one started us off on the very first year of the 2010s. In 2010, we met Rapunzel. Rapunzel. We also met Flint Rider, and we also met 2 lovable animals, one of them being Pascal the Chameleon. Pascal was there from every 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. And Pascal was there every single day to help Rapunzel pass each day. Now, one thing that I always loved and always admired about Pascal was the fact that Pascal could have escaped that tower anytime he wanted to, but he was such a true and loyal friend to Rapunzel that he would always encourage her to leave, and she would be too afraid to go, but he would always stick by her side to the bitter end. Is that not the sweetest? Is Pascal not one of the sweetest characters? I think Pascal is one of the sweetest characters that Disney's ever created. On the opposite end of the spectrum, not really the opposite, because this is also a very loyal character and a very lovable character, but probably not as lovable, or not as lovable. But this one had a little bit more of a temper and also put the main character in a little bit of danger from time to time. We're talking about another sidekick, this one from 1992's Aladdin. Of course, we are talking about Abu. Abu! Abu is a monkey who is with Aladdin every single day from start to finish, and is always making sure that Aladdin is being taken care of course, except for when he's like, finding giant jewels and touching the giant jewels before they get the lamp, when he's not supposed to touch anything else, only touch the lamp. And then, of course, Aladdin, goes through all this trouble. And then eventually, Abu is probably one of our few characters on this list who is not just a monkey, but he's also an elephant for a good portion of the film, which is going to bring us to our next vote for this matchup. Is it Pascal or Abu? These are 2 lovable characters. This is I think this is the most difficult vote we've had so far, in my opinion. This is the one that would give me the most difficulty. We have Abu, 3 for Abu, 4 for Abu, 5 for Abu, 5-1 Pascal, 6-1 Abu, 7-1, or I'm sorry, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3. Abu is currently in the lead. 8-3, 8-4. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I'm trying to even figure out, like, if it came down to a tiebreaker, which one I would choose. Because Abu is classic. Like, Abu is my childhood, but Pascal is like, oh. Like, have you ever seen Tangled Ever After? The short cartoon. Have a great night, Leah. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's tough. But Abu has moved on to our next round. I don't know which one I would have chosen. Oh, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. Tangled Ever After. Greatest cartoon. One of the greatest short cartoons I've ever seen. It's about Rapunzel and Flynn Rider getting married, and then Abu and Maximus are the holding the rings and the flower girl, essentially. And there's just craziness ensues. It's such a great cartoon. It is on Disney Plus as of like a month ago, and I've watched it like 5 times since it came out. I suggest you go watch it too. Okay, we have 1 more to go. Let's check our subscriber update right now. Has it moved at all? Cross your fingers, people. Cross your fingers, people. Oh, yeah. We've gone up 2 more subscribers, which means we have 3 more to go. We're doing this one, and then we're going to do the next 2 because, like I said, you get 1 for each subscriber that we get. So if we keep on going up, if we hit 1,300, we will go through the whole first round tonight. That is my promise to you. If we hit 1,300, we will do the rest of them tonight. The rest of the first 32. So if you want that super episode that you guys were talking about, 4 more subscribers away. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's go on to our next one here. Okay, so our next one here is going to be a character who joined us not that long ago in the Disney canon. This is just kind of like Robin Hood. He is a character who is also a human. You know what I'm talking about. A character that acts like they're human because every character in this movie acts like they're human, but it's not from Robin Hood. It is from Zootopia. The character we're talking about is Nick Wilde. Nick Wilde is a fox. He's a foxy man. And humanoid character. That's what I think you're calling me a humanoid. I don't know why. I'm so confused there. Okay, so Nick Wilde is a con artist, and eventually he meets Judy Hopps. The two of them go on some crazy adventures together to try to solve some crazy mysteries going on around Zootopia. And eventually, Nick Wilde eventually ends up becoming a cop. On the other hand, we have someone who is very close to a fox, but not this fox. It's going to be close to the fox that we already talked about earlier, Todd. Of course, we were talking about Copper. I'm a hound dog. I think that's one of my favorite lines of any Disney film. Remember when he does that? I'm a hound dog. Yeah, let's go hit that subscribe button. So Copper is a dog who grows up next door to Todd. Eventually, he realizes that, hey, you know what? I'm supposed to be hunting this guy down. And Copper kind of changes his tone and eventually goes through and tries to kill Todd until eventually the two of them meet, fall in love, and end up happily ever after. No, actually, it's one of the saddest endings of any Disney film of all time. But eventually, the two of them have to go their separate ways. But let's get to our vote here. Which one would you like to see move on to the next round? Is it Nick Wilde or Copper? You have about 30 seconds to vote. Starting with Joe, who has our first vote on here. Copper. We have a 2-0 vote for Copper, 3-0 vote for Copper, 4-0, 4-1, 4-1 right now, 5-1 for Copper, 5-2. Nick Wilde gets another vote. 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. Ooh, Nick Wilde is making a comeback. We have a 6-4 vote right now. Anyone else? Anyone else? Maybe? Maybe not? Who knows? This is all so crazy. No, that's Bolt. Or that's actually not Bolt. That's Miley Cyrus, who appears in Bolts. Like, she's one of the main voices. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Copper is moving on to the next round. Todd moved on to the next round too, right? Or am I remembering things wrong? Yes, he did. Like, he went against Berlioz. That was like okay. This is one of the weaker ones that we had. One of the weaker matchups. Okay, we have 2 more rounds left unless we get more subscribers. So let's keep on going here. Our next one is another one of Pocahontas's forest friends. Of course, the raccoon named Miko. Miko is mischievous in every single way, shape, and form. All he wants is to have one of those biscuits that John Smith, I'm John Smith, that John Smith has in his bag. And then the entire time while we go through the story, he eventually is the one who steals a compass. And they realize that is the spinning arrow that's been pointing to John Smith all along. It's a spinning arrow. It's him. I knew it. I knew it. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue on moon? Yeah, it's a good movie. Going up against Miko is another one of the most iconic Disney animals / Disney characters of all time. He is a mascot in every shape and sound of the word. I love this character. I love this character so much that I guarantee he is not here. Because I guarantee he's right here. I know that there. I can see 1, 2, 3, three references to him over on that shelf over there, including one that's a big fig. The character that we're talking about is When You Wish Upon a Star. That's right, Jiminy is the conscious to Pinocchio. He's one of the most beloved Disney animals and Disney characters of all time. He is practically a Disney mascot in himself. And that is why we're putting him up against, that's not why we're putting him against, but he is going up against Miko. You guys have about 30 seconds to vote for either Miko or for Jiminy Cricket. 30 seconds starts right now. And after this one, we have one round left, unless we keep those subscribers going up here. Okay, the votes are coming in. Jiminy, Jiminy, Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket. We have 4 votes for Jiminy. I'm thinking Hominy is Jiminy. I think the keyboard got away from me for a second there. Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket. We have a vote for Miko. Here, Eric, are you just trying to make sure that there's no shutouts tonight? Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket. Hi, diddly dee, an actor's life for me. Bum ba dum dum ba dum bum ba dum dum ba dum. Okay, Jiminy Cricket is running away. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That a boy. I respect that, because this is why I respect that. All of these characters are great characters. I don't care what people say. Some people do not like some of these characters at all, but every character here deserves a little bit of love. So Eric, I respect you. I appreciate you due to the fact that you do that. Not only that, Eric, you have just earned us one more matchup because of your generosity of making sure. So this next one is not going to be our last round. It's going to be our second to last round unless we get some more subscribers. So thank you, Eric. Everyone say thank you, Eric, for giving us an extra matchup right round tonight with his generosity. So we have 2 more to go, and then we will see what happened here. Okay, our next one up. Earlier we did say that we are not going to have Tiana or Prince Naveen because they were humans for the majority of the film, or a big portion of the film, and then they became, I was going to say crickets. That was Jiminy Cricket. Then they eventually became frogs. But also in that film, we have the evening star is shining bright. So make a wish and hold on tight. There's magic in the air tonight, and anything can happen. Ramon! Naturally, we just sang the opening song of Prince of the Frog, and naturally we're talking about Ramon. Ramon is a firefly, and Ramon is one of the most loyal characters in the entire film. Side note, Ramon has actually appeared in a few of our different character voices that we've talked about so far. Ramon, he's Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings has done a lot of different Disney voices throughout the years. But Ramon is a firefly who's in love with Evangeline. She is one of the stars up in the sky, and he just desperately wants to be with the love of his life again. Evangeline. Because of Ramon, we go through, and he pretty much guides us to Mama Odie. He guides us along the way, and overall, he's a great side character. Also, speaking of great side characters that are probably not the brightest people around, is one of the greatest characters that has ever been created. It was the year of dumb birds. That's right. If you guys remember, we had Becky the Bird in Finding Dory the same year that we also had Hey Hey, the marvelous bird from Moana. So naturally, we were talking about Hey Hey. By the way, we have not had a single Pixar film. We're not having any Pixar films in this. We're slowly focusing around the Disney films. So Hey Hey, which is it's saying hello twice in different languages. Hey Hey is a dumb bird. He eats a rock. He falls into the ocean. He's comic relief. He's a great side character. Absolutely love him. We have 30 seconds to put in your vote for either Ramon or Hey Hey. You have 30 seconds. Starts right now. Hey Hey. One vote for Hey Hey. Let's check this thing while you guys vote here. See if we've moved up at all. If you guys want to have it so we go any extra rounds. No, we have not moved up at all. So if we don't have anyone subscribing by the end of the next vote, it may be the end here. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Hey Hey, 2 for Hey Hey, 3 for Hey Hey, 4 for Hey Hey, Ramon, Ray the Firefly, 2 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 6, 3 to 7. Hey Hey is in the lead. Ray is such a great character. Ray, Ramon, whatever you want to call him. He has both names. I was calling him Ramon the whole time, though. But yeah, Ray's the name they use most in the film. But they used Ramon at one point. I can't even think of that point right now. Going to light up your butt. Okay, it looks like Hey Hey is moving on to our next round. Okay, this would have been the end of the show, but thanks to Eric's generosity, I'm sure everyone gets a little bit of love. We are moving on to our last one, possibly, unless we get a new subscriber before this one is over. Let us check our thing right now to see if we've gone up any other ones, and we have not. We're at 1,296 still. Let's move it up. Let's get up one more. All right. So earlier, wait, where'd it go? Where's my list? There's my list. Earlier, we had Joe who said, "Oh, the 3 Caballeros are probably not even on this list, are they?" That's how Joe sounds too. If you've never heard his voice, this I kind of sound like a little bit of Harrison Ford, but not really. That's not what Joe sounds like at all. But we do have the 3 Caballeros. Well, Donald was not allowed in the participation award. So we have one of the 3 Caballeros is making an appearance right now in our next lineup. Jose Carioca is one of the 3 Caballeros. With 3 Caballeros, 3 gay Caballeros, they say we are birds of a feather. Jose Carioca appears in multiple Disney films. He appears in the 3 Caballeros. He appears in Saludos Amigos. He also appears in Make Mine Music. Jose is from Brazil, and along the way, he teaches Donald Duck how to do things like the samba. He teaches Donald Duck how to do other dances. Him and Donald go off into the town looking for ladies that are local to the town. It's a true story. And along the way, he also meets the aircon bird. That's my impersonation of the aircon bird. Going up against Jose is the other half of our Hakuna Matata trio, or duo. The other half. There's only 2 parts of a half. Earlier we had Puma in part of the vote, and now we have Timon. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Put your votes in now. 30 seconds now. Hakuna Matata. Jose, Timon. Jose, Timon. Why? When he was a young woodhog. When I was a young woodhog. Very nice. He cleared the savannah after every meal. He cleared the savannah. Okay, we got Timon. Jose. Timon. Jose. Timon. Timon's running away with us right now. We have 5 votes for Timon. Nope, make that 6 votes for Timon. Make that 7 votes for Timon. 7 votes for Timon, 2 votes for Jose. It looks like we might be having Timon moving on to the next round here. You guys are killing me. Now imagine being the host, and sometimes you have to watch your favorite characters slowly die. Because these people, they just figure out what you want, and they just choose what they want, which is the whole point of the game, but still, it makes you so mad sometimes. Actually, there's only been like 2 or 3 times where I'm like, are you kidding me? What are you guys voting on right now? Tonight, There's only been one like that. But even that one, I wasn't like, dying inside because of it. Okay, so moment of truth. We're going to check our thing here. If we've gone up 1 subscriber, we get to go 1 more round. Cross your fingers, people. I will dramatically do this so you get a few extra seconds. You know what? I'm gonna refresh all my apps, closing out all the apps and rebooting the app to possibly get it there. And it looks like that is the end of our rounds. Boo. 1,296 subscribers. We're currently 4 subscribers away. But you know what? It's the season of giving. Let's give you guys 1 more round. And while we're giving you guys that 1 more round, I hope that maybe you send a few people over, because it is the season of giving. So send your friends over here, because give them the greatest gift of them all, a subscriber to the Brent Dodge channel. Bling. Okay, let's move on to our next round here. Possibly our last round. It all comes down to whether or not we get another subscriber and then next, however long this round takes. Okay, so we just had, let me click on Jose Carioca, even though I know who it is. Thank you, Juice Gaming. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's take 5 seconds, because this is going to give more time for a chance for us to get 1 more subscriber so we can get another round. So before we go on to our next round, I'm giving you guys the gift of stalling while we wait to see if we can get this. So with this gift of stalling, I want to know one answer from you. If it came to a Disney animal, any of them, whether it's one that's on our list or that's not on our list, who is your favorite Disney animal? Which is the one that you would like to have be your friend or be your pet or be your whatever? Throw your answers down in the comments, and then we'll go on to our next round here. Who is your favorite Disney animal of all time before we move on to our next thing? I am giving you guys lots of time. Eeyore. Side note, I was actually going to bring this up earlier. I did not include any of the Winnie the Pooh characters because technically they're stuffed animals. They're not animals, even though I was thinking I could throw them in there because I do love them. Same thing with Stitch. I almost put Stitch in there. Actually, I had Stitch on the list at one point, and then I got rid of him. And actually, same thing for the Orange Bird as well. So we got Eeyore, Marie, Stitch, Orange Bird, Tigger, and Cusco as a llama. Cusco. Okay. Now that you guys have thrown your answers, Scrooge McDuck's my favorite animal. Even though he's the humanoid animal. All right, let's move on to our next and possibly final round. Nope. It is not our final round. It is our second to final round. Hello to our 1,297 subscriber. You are giving us a chance to possibly go the distance tonight. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's move on to our next round. We have 2 possible rounds to go. And we have 3 subscribers away before we go through the rest of the first round. So keep them coming. You guys are doing awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay. So we have 2 rounds. We have got this round and then the next round. And then possibly we're going on. The next one I think is going to be a runaway, but we will see. Okay. So earlier, Joe was talking about the 3 Caballeros. So we had Jose Carioca. Donald Duck is not allowed to play. And of course, we have a third one as well. We have Panchito. Panchito is the third of the 3 Caballeros. Panchito is the only one who's from Mexico. By the way, my favorite fun facts from my first book, from Screen to Theme, is Panchito is the only character from Mexico, yet they have a 3 Caballeros ride in the Mexico Pavilion, even though Panchito didn't even appear until 46, I think it's 46, maybe it's 48 minutes into the film. And the film's only like an hour long. So Panchito's in such a short period of time in that entire film. And then they made an entire attraction based off of him, or based off the 3 Caballeros, based off the character that was not even in the film the longest. Side note, that I've always found that fascinating. I love the ride, though. Like, I love the ride. I'm not complaining. I'm just thinking it's a fascinating fact. And then going up against Panchito. Oh, yeah. Keep it going. Keep it going. You guys are awesome. All right. Going up against Panchito is a person who can solve crimes. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the crack. Wait, no, he said no Chip, no Dale. So who's another rodent that solves crimes? Basil of Baker Street, of course. Basil of Baker Street is pretty much the mouse detective, or the mouse equivalent of Sherlock Holmes. He's a mouse detective who lives on Baker Street. The film was originally called Basil of Baker Street, and then eventually they switched the name to The Great Mouse Detective because they figured it was a more appropriate title that made people might want to come to the theater. Basil of Baker Street gets the brand new assignment of having it so Olivia tries to find her father, and the two of them go on a hunt around the city until they meet his arch nemesis, Ratigan. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Ratigan. Okay, you guys have 30 seconds to throw your votes in. It is either Basil of Baker Street or Panchito. I love Basil of Baker Street. The Great Mouse Detective, I think, is one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. I absolutely love it. We have Panchito. Panchito's got 2 votes. Panchito's got 3 votes. Panchito's got 4 votes. We got a 4-2 vote right now with Panchito beating Basil of Baker Street. 4-3, 4-4. You've never seen it? Oh, watch it tonight. Go watch it on Disney Plus tonight. I don't even know why you're watching the show right now when you can be watching Great Mouse Detective. No, please stay. Please stay. We have a 5-4 vote with Panchito in the lead. We have a 5-5 vote with Basil tying it up. Holy cow. And we have 7 seconds left for you guys to vote. Who is going to pull ahead? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, boom. I'm the tiebreaker. Now, as much... This is a tough one. Anytime that it's a split 50-50 and I have to decide, you have no idea the pain that I go through. Like, oh, people still give me a hard time about Brother Bear, and it's been months. And I know people are going to give me a hard time about this one as well. So let me just say what it is, because that's going to be the easiest way. It's going to be like pulling off a Band-Aid, but now I'm like, making it even more dramatic. I'm postponing it, kind of like me pulling off a Band-Aid. Basil of Baker Street. I love the Great Mouse Detective so much. I love Panchito. I think Panchito is a great character. However, Basil of Baker Street was always one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. Great Mouse Detective used to be one of my top 5 Disney films of all time, and then they came up with a few more that bumped it down to the top 10. But it still is one of my favorite ones. Joe, that is one of the reasons why I knew that decision was going to be tough, because I knew you were going to say You're Breaking My Heart. Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. All right, Basil of Baker Street is moving on to our next round. All right, the next one might possibly be our last one, unless we get a new subscriber. It's like I don't even know you. All right, let's go on to our next vote here. Our next vote is between 2 characters, both of them white, both of them fluffy, but both of them amazing. This is the one that I feel like there's going to be a runaway on. I have this gut feeling, but I had a gut feeling about that earlier, and I was completely wrong. It came down to a tie. So maybe I've got the same gut feeling, and it's going to end up being a tie again here. So let's start us off with the one. Well, let's just start us off with a random one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, tell you about talking. Okay, so back in Alice in Wonderland, we talked about the Cheshire Cat earlier. Of course, we had Alice in the film, and we have several other lovable characters. But one of the characters who actually is like the main character, besides Alice, who just kind of keeps on leading Alice along the way, is I'm late for a very important date. No need to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. The White Rabbit. The White Rabbit is he's pretty much the main protagonist of the film. When you really think about it, Alice just wants to see where he's going. She wants to understand why on earth this guy is going around with a pocket watch and where on earth he is late to. So she continues to follow him every single day in every single way, all the way down the rabbit hole. Going up against the White Rabbit is one of the most beloved characters of all time. Like, this is not even an exaggeration. This is one of those characters, it blows my mind that this character has the biggest cult following, like the biggest cult following. I know a person who has literally every single piece of merchandise with this character on it from the 1970s. The one, the only Marie from the Aristocats. Marie, I'm a princess, that's why. Or I'm a lady, that's why, not a princess. I'm a lady, that's why. Girls don't start fights, but they sure can finish them. So our vote is between two white fluffy characters, one of them being the White Rabbit, the other one being Marie. You guys have 30 seconds to figure out if you're late or if you're just going to finish this fight. I'm late. I'm late to a very important date. No need to say hello, goodbye. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Okay, our votes are coming in. We have Marie, Marie, Marie. 3 votes for Marie, 4 votes for Marie. This is going exactly the way that I pictured it. White Rabbit. Ooh, 4-1. 5-1 Marie. 5-2 Marie. 5-3 Marie. The White Rabbit is picking up steam. Oh my gosh, the White Rabbit is really picking up steam. It is 5-4 right now. It's a 5-4 vote. Marie is in the lead by 1 vote. You guys have 11 seconds left on the clock to put your votes in. Is anyone else going to tie this thing up? If you tie this thing up, I have a feeling I'm going to make a lot of people mad. 5-4 vote. 3, 2, 1, and Marie wins it. I personally would have voted for the White Rabbit. I would have voted for the White Rabbit. Okay, let's see if that is the end of our show. If we're going into extra innings here. Okay, we are refreshing. The number we have to beat is 1,297. Wait a minute. Wait, did we move this one? Wait. We have Marie, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2. 5-3, 5-4, 5-5. Oh, I did miss a vote. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marie. Marie is not going on. It is the White Rabbit that's moving on. I don't know why, but I've always liked the White Rabbit a little bit more than Marie. I'm so sorry to those who voted for Marie because I know how beloved Marie is. Those people who might be watching the show later on, I apologize because I know how beloved Marie is. But it was a tie. I was the tiebreaker, and I did say if White Rabbit somehow got there. Okay, so like I said, we needed 1,297 subscribers, or we were at that. If we got one more subscriber, we would go on to another round here. We're going into an extra inning. 1,298. Oh, 2 away from 1,300. You guys are doing amazing. Math wasn't his best subject. Okay. We're going into at least one extra inning. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have possible 8 more rounds that we can go through. We're officially going into at least one. You have a chance of getting, if we get to 1,299, we're going into 2 for sure. And then if we get to 1,300, we are definitely going to do the last 8 as I promised. Okay, so the next one is the Battle of the Humanoid. That's what we're saying, right? That was Julian. Julian said humanoid earlier. The humanoid characters. First one is from Zootopia. We already talked about Nick Wilde. Of course, we have to talk about the bunny that started it all. Some bunny help me. You got to just hop to it for this vote because this one is going to be all for the carrots. We're talking about Judy Hopps. My vote was for the White Rabbit. White Rabbit won. White Rabbit ended up going through. I'm sorry. Did I not make the clear? I apologize if that wasn't clear. White Rabbit beat Marie because of my tie-breaking vote. And we also lost 3 people in the chat because of it. We didn't, but I would not be surprised if we lost people because of that. So Judy Hopps is our first one. Judy Hopps just dreams about being a bunny cop. She wants to be the first bunny cop of all time. And she achieves her dream and makes her way over to Zootopia, where she is just kind of the laughing stock of the entire thing. She becomes a meter maid and just kind of tossed aside by all the other people in the Zootopia police department. Going up against her is the original humanoid, actually not the original, but the first humanoid that was just the main character of the entire film, which of course was Robin Hood. Robin Hood is a fox who lives in Nottingham, and along the way he steals from the rich. Right? Yeah, he steals from the rich, gives to the poor. I was going to say he steals from the poor, gives to the rich. He steals from the rich and gives to the poor, and along the way he has friends like Little John and Maid Marian help save the day, and of course Skippy, who I think is probably the cutest Disney rabbit of all time. You guys have 30 seconds to throw your votes down into the comments below, either Judy Hopps or Robin Hood. We're also waiting for another subscriber to possibly get the next round as well. So if you guys know anyone, send them over as well. Okay, our votes are starting to come in here. We have Judy, Robin Hood, Judy. We have a 4-1 vote right now with Judy winning 5-2. 6-2. Judy Hopps is pulling away with the lead. Ta 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 ta. Try everything. Ta 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 ta. Judy Hopps. We are declaring the winner here. Judy Hopps has destroyed Robin Hood, something the Sheriff of Nottingham could not do. Judy Hopps has made her way. I personally would have voted for Robin Hood. I love Robin Hood. I think Robin Hood is another one of those great Disney films. Okay, let's see if we're going to wrap up the show here or if we're moving on to yet another extra inning. It looks like this might be the end, people. Unless we get someone coming on in the next few seconds here. We are currently at that same number, 1,298. Unless that pops up to 1,299 in the next few seconds. Well, Julian, I'm going to give you 30 seconds for this to pop up before we go on to our next round or before we wrap it up. Side note: if we wrap it up, don't worry because we just went on for an hour and 47 minutes so far, and we will be coming back and doing more of these in the near future. I think this next week will for sure be going. I'll do this part right here. Next week we're going to be going over to our annual show before Christmas, where we're going to be going over to the campground and going to check out some of the Christmas decorations. And then the following week we'll be doing our 2021 year-end recap. The following year we'll be saying we're looking forward to in 2022. And then the next week after that will be a marathon recap weekend. And the following week after that will be this part 2. So we will have a few weeks to wait to finish up our list here, but it will be coming. Okay. Check it. Okay, he told me to check it. He's refresh. Which means, side note, because I've had people who've told me in the past, they're like, oh, you hit your number. I did not hit my number because you guys just saw that it's 1,299. If you go on to the official Brent Dodge YouTube channel, where's it at? It will say 1.3 because it rounds up when it's the next lowest down. So even though it's at 1,299, it's going to round up to the 1.3. So we're still at 1.299. So we're going to do another round. If you guys can get us one more subscriber before that round is up, we're going to go with the distance tonight. We're going to finish up the first round of competition. Okay, our next one up is going to be one of the most random matches of the entire competition here. Our first one up is first you pick it with the stick, then you put it in the can, boom, boom. You know what I'm talking about? No idea. In the bag? Does that make any sense? No. Okay, Humphrey the Bear. Humphrey the Bear, please. Probably not. There's some people out there who know Humphrey the Bear. Humphrey the Bear appeared in several different cartoons, mainly with Donald Duck and almost always with Roger Woodlore. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Ranger Woodlore. No. I can't think of his name right now. But anyways, Humphrey the Bear was a bear that lived in the wild and was constantly trying to give Donald Duck a hard time. He appeared in several different short cartoons. I think he is one of the best side characters that they've ever had. I wish there was more things going along with Humphrey the Bear. If you've ever been to Wilderness Lodge also has it so Humphrey the Bear is pretty prominent throughout the entire area. You can find him on a totem pole, and actually the entire lodge itself is supposed to be Humphrey the Bear when you are looking at it from the lake. If you go at night on a boat, you can see like the lights, and the lights actually look like a bear's face. It's really cool to do if you've never seen it before. Going against Humphrey the Bear is an elephant. We already talked about Turk from Tarzan. Now we, of course, have to talk about Tantor. Tantor is the elephant that is found in the film. He's got great lines like, "Are you sure this water is sanitary? It looks questionable to me." So Tantor or Humphrey the Bear, you guys have 30 seconds to throw your vote in. That's my whole description of him. He looks questionable to me. Okay, you guys have 33 seconds. Throw your votes in. Who would you like to see move on to the next round? Humphrey the Bear or Tantor? I do have a Humphrey the Bear Big Fig. Or not Big Fig, but Vinylmation. One of the big Vinylmations. Okay. Tantor. 3, 2, 1. We got a Bear. Oh, yeah. 3-2. Humphrey the Bear. We have a 4-2, 5-2. 5-2. I feel like I might have missed a vote. I did miss a vote. 5-3. 5-3. Humphrey the Bear. Wait a minute. Okay, let's start at the top because, as you guys pointed out, I do not know how to count. Humphrey the Bear. That's one. A 1-1 vote. A 1-2 vote with Tantor. 3-1. 4-1. 5-1. 5-2. 5-3. 6-3. 6-3. We have 6-3 vote right now. Tantor is the winner for this round. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we're going to another round. You guys are saying check it in the chat room. Does that mean check it like you have a new subscriber? Oh man. Let's see here. Okay, let's get that there. Let's refresh it together. Come on, refresh. Oh, what? Yes! Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is awesome. What? Oh. Okay. Before we, because we're going to finish up the first round. Before we go to the next round here, I want to say something because this truly means a lot to me. Like, I can't even stress how much this means to me. There's a lot of big YouTubers out there who cover Disney. I've been covering Disney actually longer than a lot of them, which is kind of crazy. But there's a lot of big YouTubers out there, and I'm a small YouTuber. I this year was the first where I was really like, okay, I'm buckling down. We're gonna make this. We're gonna do this. Like we're gonna hit the monetization. We're gonna hit the subscribers. We're gonna hit all this different stuff, all this crazy stuff that we've been working on. A lot of sleepless nights. A lot of low sleep. I'm very tired a lot, but I can't stress enough that people always say like, oh, you like the small YouTubers, like they don't really, like they notice more. And I trust me, I am on that. This is an app here, right? It's an app called YouTube Studio. Right down there, YT Studio, next to Disney Plus, naturally. And I'm on that thing at least 5 times a day, looking at literally like views. Like, oh my gosh, I got 5 more views on a video, and subscribers. And every time I see a new subscriber, like I'm like ecstatic. Like this is not me like being like hee hee. It's like legit. Like I get so excited every time I see a new subscriber. When I am at work, and I go to like use the restroom, I'm pulling this up and like, oh, do I have any new subscribers? And yeah, this is the fact that we just went up 9 subscribers tonight in the last hour and a half or 2 hours now is insane. Like it's so exciting. Like it's so exciting to me. I cannot stress it enough. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Like and like honest to God, I truly appreciate every single one of you. You guys are amazing. I truly cannot like I've always stressed on I'm a very competitive person. I don't know. It doesn't really come across that way on here. But I'm a very competitive person. I've always been like in my mind, like I want to know more about Disney than anyone else. And like, that's 100% true. Like that's always been like I want to know more about Disney. I want to share more about Disney. And I always kind of feel like I probably do. Actually, when we did the scavenger hunt, we beat literally every big Disney website out there about who knows the most about Disney. We won. We showed the world that we knew more than a lot of these big names. And it means a lot. Like it really means a lot because I've always strived to be the most knowledgeable. It really is. Eric has seen me in very competitive situations. But I always strive to be the most knowledgeable and everything I do. Like I always try to be the best at everything I do. It's probably bad, but it is true. Like I've always strived to excel, and So having your support, I can't stress enough how much it means. Like I cannot stress how much your support means. Every view, every like, every comment, every subscriber, every single one of you guys. I truly love all of you guys. Like I love every single person out there because of what you guys are giving me. You're giving me the chance to sit here and talk about Disney with you on Wednesday. Like the fact that I've been doing this for 12 years, and for the last 12 years, people have given me this opportunity to sit here and talk about the thing that I love most and just be like, hey, let's talk about Disney. Let's kill off Brother Bear. Let's do these different things. It truly means so much to me. So with that being said, let's finish up this first round here of competition because, oh man, 1,300. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go to the next thing. Oh my gosh, 1,300. That is so cool. That is so cool. We beat it 16 days before the end of the year. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, let's move on to our next round. So earlier we had her boyfriend. He's a tramp. They adore him. Breaks a new heart every day. We're talking about tramp. Or not tramp. We talked about tramp. We're talking about Lady. Now, Lady is brought in by Jim Deere and Darling, and she is the brand new baby, but not the brand new baby. She's a brand new dog, and she is kind of tossed aside when a baby comes around. And of course, Aunt Sarah brings Cy and Am over. Oh, I hate cats. And Lady is going through so many ups and downs until eventually she meets Tramp, and the two of them end up happily ever after. Well, mainly because she's a perfect little lady. She really is a perfect little lady. Going up against Lady is another sidekick character that I absolutely love. Of course, we are talking about Maximus. Maximus is the horse from Tangled, And when we see Maximus, he's going after Flynn Rider, and eventually him and Flynn Rider have a kind of like buddy, like it's like a frenemy situation. Do we go over? I'll check if we went over 1303 in just a second here. We will check this in just a second here. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are so cool. Oh. Okay. So throw your votes in the chat room. Would you like Maximus or Lady to move on to the next round? You guys are voting. I'm going to go get some water because I expected only to do an hour of this, and my mouth is so dry right now. So I just have to go right around here to get a bottle of water. And then we're going to continue we're going to go over and see what you guys are voting for here. Okay, we have a Maximus vote. Maximus Lady. So that's 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. Maximus is killing it right now. Just like we're killing the subscribers here. So excited. I'm so excited right now. 8-1. Maximus is moving on to our next round. Oh, wait. Was that Shelly said? Was it Shelly? Yeah, Shelly. Shelly wants to know, with that being said, is there a new count? Do we go above 1303? Let's see here. No, we are still at 1303. 1303. Do you think, okay, this is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound crazy. I'm not saying we're going to do this tonight. But do you think the new goal for the end of the year is 1350? Can we hit 1350? That's my new goal. If we don't hit it, we don't hit it. But if we hit it, hey, 1300. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. That is so cool. Like okay, let's continue on. Maximus has moved on to our next round here. I'm not saying we're going to hit 1350 tonight. It'd be cool if we hit hit 1350 tonight. But I don't think we're going to hit 1350 tonight. Okay, moving on to our next one. It is redemption time. Ding, ding. Okay. We've already moved Coda on. But Coda is not the main character in Brother Bear. He's the sidekick. Well, he's the main character. But there's two main characters in Brother Bear. If you want to redeem me, if you want to have it so you redeem my killing of Brother Bear, then maybe you will vote for Kenai. Kenai was originally a human, one of the few humans that becomes an animal at some time in this film. We already had Cusco in there. We talked about Tiana and Naveen, but now we're going to talk about Kenai. Kenai starts off as a human, and eventually he is transformed into a bear. A bear of love? Here's the bear of love. Oh, what a great film. That is such a great film, too. And actually, Brother Bear 2 is a great film as well. If you've never seen that one, it's a great film. So go check out both Brother Bear and Brother Bear 2. Now available on Disney+. I'm a walking advertisement. So, for Disney. So, going up against Kenai from Brother Bear, we have, who's the other one? I didn't even look. I already did look, but I forgot. Now I'm the king of the swingers home, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top, had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I want to be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, whoopie-doo. We're talking about King Louie. King Louie is the other person. King Louie is the king of the swingers, of the monkeys, the apes, the gorillas, whatever you want to call them. Well, they're like monkeys. But he is the king of the forest, essentially, even though Shere Khan's kind of the king of the forest and Kaa's kind of the king of the forest. There's a lot of different villains in this film. King Louie wants to kill Mowgli, or he wants to learn the power of man's red flower, aka fire, and along the way he eventually turns good and becomes friends with Baloo and opens up his own bar called Louie's in Tailspin. Oh yeah, Tailspin. Oh, tailspin. Time to vote for King Louis or maybe Kenai. Spin it. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. You got 30 seconds. We have a vote for King Louis. I like this plan. Let's go for 350. We're putting. You guys are so awesome. Like, you guys are so awesome. Oh. Okay, King Louis. We have a vote for Kenai. Another vote for King Louis. Louis. Oh, whoa. He's got to go. It's a 4-2-1 vote right now. 4-2-5-2. 4-2, 5-2, 6-2. King Louis is pulling into the lead by even more. Personally, I would vote for King Louis. That is my personal opinion, because I'm a brother bear killer, apparently. Kenai, but not sure how to spell it. Kenai. For those of you wondering, this is the correct spelling for Kenai. Kenai. I do like Kenai. The Bear of Love? But Kenai kind of had it coming to him. Okay, so first off, if he would have maybe tied up the fish like he was supposed to, his brother wouldn't have died. And then if that didn't happen, then he wouldn't have been mad and gone off to try to kill the bear that killed his brother. And if he didn't do that, then he went to met Coda. Oh, that'd be sad. So yeah. But anyways, King Louis wins. Moving on to our next round. I can see what's happening. What? And they don't have a clue. Who? We've got the battle of love interest. Is 2 enough for you? Oh. Okay, is the battle of love interest. Ooh. Our first one up is Nala, if you couldn't tell from our singing about Can You Feel the Love Tonight. Nala, of course, appears in The Lion King. She is the love interest of Simba. However, even though she's the love interest of Simba, I do want to point out how much I respect Nala. I think she's one of the greatest characters because she is such an independent woman. She goes off trying to find help for the Pride Lands, and she finds Simba instead. She convinces Simba to come back. It is not for Nala. Nala is like the true hero of The Lion King. Like, no joke. I love Nala. I think Nala is way underrated, and she should get a lot more respect than she already does. Going up against Nala is another strong female. Actually, probably one of the first strong females that Disney ever had. I mean, yes, you've got characters like Snow White, who's amazing, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, etc., etc., etc. But this one is the first independent woman that I can think of that kind of stood her own ground and had it so she was kind of helping the man along the journey instead of the other way around. So man's props to the one, the only Miss Bianca. Wait, where is it at? There it is. Miss Bianca. Bianca's from The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Bianca can hold her own like no other in both of the films, and she helps both Bernard and then, of course, Penny and Cody along the way as well. And everyone just absolutely loves Miss Bianca. So you have about 30 seconds to vote for either Nala or Miss Bianca. Voting starts right now. And can you feel the love tonight? Bianca's got a vote. It's 1-1 and 2-1 for Nala. Everyone should vote. 3-1, now 4-1. This vote is no longer close. Nala, I watched Lion King when I was a kid, like every day. And Bianca's got another vote. We should just do a music. Do you guys remember we used to do musical episodes? Nala's running away with this one, but Bianca did get 3 votes. Mad props to Bianca. I love Miss Bianca. RESCUE. Rescue Aid Society. Was it? Did anyone? I know Eric did. I'm not sure if anyone else did. Did you guys ever witness our musical episodes? I'm a terrible singer. I know I'm a terrible singer, but we did episodes where we went the entire thing, where we sang, like we did, like it was literally like an hour episode of me just singing to the tunes of different Disney songs while talking about different Disney facts. They were. I do remember the award shows. The award shows were great episodes too. Oh, yeah, we got to bring back some of that stuff. That stuff was always fun. Yeah, we did musical episodes were great. And we did award shows. The award shows were they were something. All right, let's go on to our next vote. We got 3 votes left for the night. That's why I have hearing aids now. That is such a brutal insult, but it's probably the reason why you have hearing aids now. And can you feel now? Other people are going to start like leaving the show because they're like, I don't want to have hearing aids too. I want my hearing to stay the same. Okay, let's go on to our third to last vote for the night. We're ending up the first round here in just a few minutes. So starting us off with Little Brother. Little Brother. Little Brother. Little Brother, of course, is from Mulan. It is the name of the dog from Mulan. I know it's kind of a random dog that we're putting into this chat room. But like I said, I thought of the first 64 animal characters I could think of. Those were the 64 that were put down. So Little Brother is going to be our first one on this list. Little Brother is the dog of Mulan. He only appears in like the movie for about 3 or 4 minutes, and he is a lovable little dog that runs around. Going up against Little Brother, I will be shocked if this person does not win, because I bet so many people they don't even know that Little Brother was the name of that dog. Going up against Little Brother is Duchess, the mother of Marie, Tullius, and Berlioz, the 3 cats from the Aristocats. So let's put it into the chat room. You have 30 seconds to vote for either Little Brother or Duchess. Voting starts right now. And can you feel the love? I can see what's happening. What? And they don't have a clue. Duchess has won. Duchess, little brother. You voted for me. Wait, all right, we got Little Brother, Duchess. We have a 1-1 vote. Little Brother pulls into the lead. I got a vote. I didn't know I was in the competition, but right now it is 2 votes Little Brother, 1 vote Duchess, 1 vote Brent. We have a 2-2 to 1 vote, a 2-3 to 1 vote. No, you voted. No, you voted for me. You can't take that back. I got a vote, and I'm darn proud of it that I have the chance to win the most loved Disney animal character of all time. Brent is the best character. When I was in high school, I was on the fencing team. We were the only school in the state of Wisconsin that had a fencing team. And after I graduated high school, I would come back and visit the fencing team for a few years. And when I came down to do my college program, I was telling my old coach, and he said, "Oh, you're just like a Disney character." That's how he talked. It's like a perfect role for you. Okay, let's do the count here because I wasn't paying attention. Little Brother 1-1. Little Brother is up 2-1. I got a vote to 2-1 to 1, 2-2 to 1, 2-3 to 1 with Duchess in the lead right now. 2-3 to 1, 3-3 to 1. Oh wait, Juice Gaming. If you want to, you can be the deciding vote. You can decide between Little Brother or Duchess because it is a tie right now. You can be our deciding factor. Although I thought Julian gave me a vote, but no, he already voted for Duchess. Typical. Right now it's a 3-3 vote. I'm going to give Juice Gaming a chance to throw his vote in there if he wants to. Little Brother is moving on. So we have separated Marie from her mother. Little Brother is moving on to our next round here. We have 2 more rounds to finish it up for tonight. This show has been going on forever. This is the show that never ends. Yes, it goes on. Actually, Brent. Some people started saying it and knowing what it was. Oh, wait. Next one up is Louis the Alligator from Princess of the Frog. If I was a human being, it just... Oh, that's your little brother? That's awesome. A great big party every night. That doesn't sound too bad. Oh, Louis the Alligator is from The Princess and the Frog. He dreams about being a human someday. Human again. That's from Beauty and the Beast, though. while he is going through and he wants to be human again, or he wants to be human, not human again. He's never been human. He just wants to play with the band at the Mardi Gras parade. That is his one dream in life. Going up against Louis the Alligator is a bird that actually made it as a singer with a actual live audience. And this is actually the only time in the entire thing that we are having a character that appears in the parks and not in a film. It is Jose from the Enchanted Tiki Room. In the tiki 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 room, in the tiki 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 room, all the birds sing words and the flowers croon in the tiki 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 room. I was going to switch Jose out because I thought that we weren't going to get this far down on the list for a different thing, but here we are. We have a vote for either Louis the Alligator or Jose. You have 30 seconds to put your vote down for either Louis or Jose. Senorita. My siesta's getting shorter and shorter. Jose, Fritz, Michael, and Pierre. Pierre, you rascal. Okay. Jose's got one vote. Louis has one vote. Louis has one vote or two votes. 3 votes for Louis. 2, 3. We have 3 votes for Jose. 3 votes for Louis the Alligator. When I'm human, as I hope to be, I'm going to play this horn like I did before. And that's a royal guarantee. Now I'm messing up all the lyrics here. Why, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see here. Another vote for Louis, another vote for Jose. We got 7 seconds left on the clock here. And we are at a tie. So I will be the tiebreaker in 2, 1. Let's just double check to make sure that it is a tie right now and I didn't miss a vote. Okay, we have Jose 1-1, 2-1 with Louis in the lead, 3-1 with Louis in the lead, 3-2 with Jose, or 3-3, 4-3, 4-4. Okay, I am going to be the tiebreaker tonight. I am going with Louis the Alligator. He is moving on to our next round. Oh, yeah. Okay, our final round of the night. Let's get this party started. We have talked about Dumbo, or I'm sorry, not Dumbo. We've talked about Bambi. We talked about Flower. I just gave it away. We've talked about Bambi. We've talked about Thumper, but we have not talked about Flower. Hell, he's not a flower. That's all right. He can call me a flower if he wants to. Flower, of course, is a skunk. Flower is lovable. He is the skunk sidekick of Bambi. He is one of the sweetest characters that Disney has ever created. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that he's a flower, but he's a skunk. But he's a flower, but he's a skunk. Anyways, that's beside the point. Going up against him is our last animal on our list. It is another humanoid character. Our humanoid character that is going to wrap up our 64 is also the title character of his movie. Wait, you guys see that? Is the sky falling? Dude, the sky's falling. Oh no, we're just talking about Chicken Little. Chicken Little! Chicken Little appears in the movie Chicken Little. In the film, Chicken Little, who appears in Chicken Little believes that the sky is falling, and then about a year later, they start making movies out of him, about how he says the sky is falling, until eventually they find out that it actually was just an alien invasion that was taking place, naturally, as this story of Chicken Little always was told. So that is going to put us up for our vote. It is either Flower or Chicken Little. You guys have 30 seconds to vote. This is going to wrap up our votes for tonight. Make your vote count before we wrap up the show tonight. 2 hours and 18 minutes is how long we've been going for. All right, we got 1 vote for Chicken Little, 1 vote for Flower. We have a 1 vote right now. That means officially we have not hit a single shutout tonight. 2 votes for Chicken Little, 3 votes for Chicken Little, 4 votes for Chicken Little. We have a 4-1 vote right now, 5-1 vote for Chicken Little. I saw Chicken Little in theaters on opening day over at my college. I vividly remember it. I remember everyone I went with. And yeah, 5-1 vote, 6-1 vote. We took my old car. There's a few of us that went. We took the old car. I met everyone over by the dining hall. We've been printer in an extra hour. Oh, we've got an extra hour and 19 minutes. You guys have done well. You guys earned this. You earned this tonight. Thank you. You guys really earned every single second that we got extra tonight because of you guys. Don't forget that. You guys are awesome. I really, truly, I cannot stress that enough, how much I appreciate all of you guys out there. All-nighter. No. Okay. It looks like Chicken Little is going to be our final winner of the night, which means that our top 32 goes a little something like this. You guys ready? A recount of the night. No, we when we first started off, eventually I had to cut it down to an hour because we used to go for hours. Like there was like back when I first started, because I was like, we wouldn't have topics. Like it wouldn't be like this. It would be like, let's talk about Disney. It'd be like our Ask the Expert shows where we would just sit there and talk about Disney. And I would literally be like taking questions until like 4 a.m. And I'm like, his name was Walt. Yeah. So, we used to do like, it'd be like 8-hour shows. That was back when I lived with my parents too, up in Wisconsin. And I remember like there was times where like I'd be whispering because I was like, I don't want to wake my parents up. They live, they were 2 rooms down from me. Okay, so this is our recap of tonight's episode. Perry the Platypus beat Bernard. Simba beat Scuttle. Thumper beat Shere Khan. Baloo beat Cusco in llama form. Puma beat Cheshire Cat. Bambi beat Pua. Dumbo took out Evinrude. Gus beat Turk. Todd beat Berlioz. Nana from Peter Pan beat Middens. Sebastian beat out Mr. Toad. Coda beat out Maggie from Home on the Range. Rhino the Hamster beat out Buck from Home on the Range. Lucifer beat Perdita. Pongo beat Bolt. Tramp beat Bongo the Bear. Figaro beat out Flit. Abu beat Pascal. Copper beat Nick Wilde. Jiminy Cricket beat out Miko. Hey beat out Ray. I'm gonna light up my bud. Timon beat Jose Carioca. Basil beat Panchito. White Rabbit beat Marie. Judy Hobbs beat Robin Hood. Tantor beat Humphrey the Bear. Maximus beat Lady. King Louis beat Kenai. Bianca beat Nala. Little Brother beat Duchess. Louis the Alligator beat out Jose. And finally, Chicken Little beat Flower. That is going to wrap up our show. As always, tonight's show was sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Make sure you stop by it'sallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All of their services are absolutely, positively, 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. Christine told us it's her birthday in 6 minutes. So everyone, write down right now. Wait. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Christine. I hope you have a great birthday. I'm sure everyone else does too. We barely missed your birthday, but I don't think we've ever sang for, we've sang for people on the show before, but not very often. So you are in an elite club now. So as always, thank you everyone for joining us once again tonight. Not only that, thank you guys for pushing us over 1,300 subscribers. Let's see if it's updated at all. It is not, but 1,303 subscribers. You guys are amazing. I cannot stress how much I appreciate every single one of you guys out there for joining us. Tomorrow at 10:45 a.m., we're going to have a brand new Disney Tales episode featuring Flame Tree Barbecue. It is one of my favorite little details that most people just walk right by over at Flame Tree Barbecue. So make sure you check that out at 10:45 right here on my YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, then come to YouTube. Otherwise, if you're on the From Screen and Theme Facebook page watching this, I will be posting the link over there as well. Make sure you give it a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you've not already subscribed, even though that's what we've been pushing big time for the last hour and a half, because you guys just did not want me to go to sleep tonight. If you have not already ordered a copy of A Closer Look or A Closer Look or A Closer Look yet, make sure you go check out the Shop Now button on the From Screen and Theme Facebook page, or go check out the bio over here on my YouTube channel to purchase your books. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys out there. I cannot stress this enough. Thank you so much for all you do. I think it's for everyone when I say I appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing night, and can't wait for tomorrow's videos from the park. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot stress how much I appreciate every single one of you guys out there. You guys really, truly mean a whole lot to me. More than I think you guys realize. So thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys out there. As always, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Have a great week, night, everything else, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Are they gone? Are they gone? Probably not. It's been 2 hours and 24 minutes. They're probably sticking around all night, right? But my cheeks are killing me right now. I just can't stand this kind of pressure.